All right, hello everyone. Seeing how today is Indiana Jones's birthday, I figured today would be a good day to give my opinion on the, so far anyway, dumpster fire of a production on Indiana Jones 5. So I haven't really been, looking too much into it. I've just been glancing at it every now and then just to kind of get updates and see how it's going. And it is it is not going well. Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not really surprised. Basically, let's just go through the facts here. Harrison Ford is 78 years old. He's been injured on almost every action movie he's done the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years. I mean, let's see. This actually has, yeah, I mean, recently, I guess it was like, what was that, like a week or two ago, it was announced that he really messed up his shoulder, I think, doing, rehearsing for an action scene, which is unacceptable. I don't know who the hell the stunt guys are on that, but guys, he is the fucking movie. You cannot hurt him or allow him to be in danger of being hurt. He's 78 fucking years old. Like, what are you doing? And interestingly enough, around, I think it was the day after the 40th anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark, so I guess that would have been June 13th, the director of the movie, James Mangold, went on Twitter and just got into it with everyone on there for like 12 hours straight. It was crazy. And everybody was like, why the hell is he doing this? Like, don't you have things to be doing? Like, even if it was a day off, I mean, he should be looking at dailies and, really working on the film. What is he doing going off and on Twitter for 12 hours straight? So Midnight's Edge, a channel on YouTube, had a pretty good idea. They thought, because the news of Harrison Ford's injury didn't come out until like about a week after that Twitter escapade happened. So their idea was, well, what if the injury had happened that week? And that's why Mangold had free time and was so stressed out and, was on Twitter and stuff. So that was a pretty good idea on their part, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. So basically, he was just taking his frustration out on people on Twitter and stuff and just getting into it. And so, yeah, I mean, Harrison Ford has a long track record of being injured. That's pretty nice. Focus. Okay. Yeah, like on The Force Awakens, a fucking, the door on the Millennium Falcon, the hydraulic door closed on his leg and broke his freaking leg. I mean, it was insane, but I mean, that movie was a piece of shit, so I'm not too surprised how it happened. Maybe the Millennium Falcon was taking revenge on how they were treating Han Solo in that movie. Yeah, I didn't know he tore his ACL in The Fugitive. Um, yeah, he really got hurt on Temple of Doom. I don't know if you remember the scene, but it's basically, I think it was when all hell broke loose in the movie. They were in their rooms, and Indiana Jones was kind of pacing around in his room, and the Indian Thugi guy comes out of nowhere and grabs him, and basically Indy throws him over his back, and that's when Harrison Ford like ruptured his disc and stuff, and that was really bad. Like, he had to be flown to London, I think, to get surgery and stuff. Thankfully, though, they were able to use his stunt double, Vic Armstrong, to film most of the action scenes. But yeah, he was really hurting that one. Yeah, Vic Armstrong. Yeah. Basically, that entire fight in the underground cave was done with Vic Armstrong doubling him. And yeah, and I had forgotten that he sustained a leg injury on Raiders, but it was the part where the airplane actually drove over his freaking leg. Yeah, like, oh my God. But, I mean, they were in the middle of Tunisia. I mean, there wasn't a hospital within 500 miles. So basically all they did was throw ice on his leg and keep filming. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's got a track record of being injured. Like hell, I think he was even injured in Blade Runner 20, whatever the fuck. I actually haven't seen that yet. I kind of hear tell the last Blade Runner movie was not that good. I love the first one, but yeah, I don't really want to see the second one if it's not going to be good. But I mean, look, I love Harrison Ford. I mean, he's a grumpy old guy, but he's been in some of the greatest movies of all time. And it's just, I mean, what are they doing? Like, come on. I mean, he's 78 fucking years old, people. And the movie's supposed to take place in what, the 50s or 60s? Let me see. No, they don't even know. Yeah, I guess it's supposed to take place during the 60s. So Indiana Jones was born July 1st, 19. It was July 1st, 1899. There we go. And so he's going to be in his mid to late 60s in the movie. So Harrison Ford's in about 10 years older than Indiana Jones in real life. Like, to put it in perspective, if they were going to have Indiana Jones be the same age as Harrison Ford, the movie would have to take place in 1977, the same year Star Wars came out. Like, think about that. Like, just a few more years, and it would have to be the same year that Raiders of the Lost Ark was released, 1981. I mean, that's how much up in years Harrison's getting. And I mean, I know there's a difference in physicality between men and women, but would we ever expect a 78-year-old woman to be doing action scenes in a movie? Like, that would be elder abuse. And I know Harrison Ford's in great physical shape. I mean, especially for his age. I mean, he's in great shape. But I mean, dude, like, there's only so much you can do. And if you get injured, it's going to be a big deal. So I mean, they're saying, he could be gone like 3 months or something. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about now. They're saying production could halt for 3 months. I mean, that's insane. Yeah, at least for 3 months because he's getting shoulder surgery. I mean, that's basically how long they were wanting to shoot. The movie was about 2 or 3 months. So, I mean, this just kills production. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to be able to do because he's the star of the film. I mean, he's going to be in every single scene pretty much. It's not like they can shoot all that much around him. But yeah, I mean, it's just I just don't know why they're doing that. Well, I do know why. I guess Harrison is wanting to finish up all of his famous characters. Like, that's why he came back for The Force Awakens, because he wanted to finish off Han Solo. That was horrible. Like, I can't even watch the old Star Wars movies now because I'm just like, eh. So, Han Solo ends up being killed by his son like a bitch. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I mean, the last time I tried to watch The Empire Strikes Back, I was just like, okay. Han and Leia, yeah, that's gonna turn out very well. I mean, basically Han will be a deadbeat dad who goes back to being a smuggler, and their son will almost destroy the galaxy. Yay! So yeah, and I guess he came back and did Blade Runner to probably finish off Deckard, I guess. And now he's coming back to finish off Indiana Jones. And I get it, you want to have closure, you want to be there at the end for a character. And especially you don't want anybody else playing your character. You don't want to retire and then have some other old fuck come in and not do your character justice. But it's like, come on, man. Like, I remember, before Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, they were talking about doing a fourth movie for years. Like, oh my God, they were talking about that. Like, I remember 2001, they had basically Star Wars used to have their own magazine. I think it was called Star Wars Insider or whatever. And I remember on the cover of one of the issues they were talking about, they're talking about doing the Indiana Jones movie. And when did Kingdom of the Crystal Skull come out? 2008, so like 7 years later it came out. And I saw it in the theater. In fact, this is so far the only Indiana Jones movie I was old enough to see in the theater. And I mean, I've only seen it twice. Like I watched it on Netflix a couple of years ago, and it's not the worst movie ever, but I mean, I actually don't even consider it canon. And seeing how it doesn't seem like Karen Allen, Marion Ravenwood, is coming back in Indiana Jones 5, and it doesn't seem like his son is coming back in the movie. I mean, maybe they don't consider it canon either. I don't know, but you can't make a sequel to Indiana Jones. They all have to be great. I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the greatest movies ever made. Um, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is my favorite Indiana Jones film, even though I think Raiders is a better movie. I just like The Last Crusade more. I love the dad stuff. I love the Holy Grail stuff. I mean, I just love this movie. And this was the one that I grew up watching because my sisters, who are a lot older than me, when they were kids, they actually met River Phoenix and his brother Joaquin, and their mother, I guess, was like a hippie traveling around the country with them or whatever. Um, Basically, that's, I guess, how my mother met his mother, yeah, Arlen Phoenix. And so when River Phoenix and his brother Joaquin Phoenix were little kids, they would play with my sisters and stuff. And so when it was announced that River Phoenix was going to play young Indiana Jones, I guess he was playing him as he was like 13 years old or whatever, because it was 1912 in the beginning of the movie. So my sisters were like, "Hey, Mom, River's going to be in Indiana Jones. Let's go see it." And so they went and saw it. I was only 2 years old, so I don't think I got to see it in the theater. But when it came out on VHS, they bought it, and that was the one that I got to watch over and over and over again as a kid. Um, I guess they bought the VHS in like 1990 or something when I was 3 years old. So, yeah, I mean, this movie was always in my life. And now as an adult, I love Indiana Jones more than I ever did. I mean, I have his hat. I travel the world. I mean, I'm definitely a huge fan of Indiana Jones. So, yeah, and just, having this come out and it just being, I mean, the fridge scene was, I mean, it was just, and even in 2008, I thought Harrison was like, he looks a little slow, a little tired. I mean, this isn't really great. And I guess Allison Doty is going to be the last hot chick to ever be in a Indiana Jones film because, Karen Allen in her 50s. And, oh, don't even get me started on, oh, God, who's going to be in this one? What's her fucking name? Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, I mean, it's just like, what are you guys doing? I mean, she's the one who's probably going to ruin James Bond forever because what a horrible poster. Who thought this was a good poster? He basically has that look on his face that he just got caught jerking off in the bathroom. I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Oof. Yeah, they're going to have to make some money on this one. Yeah, because I think Spectre cost them a shit ton of money and they barely made a profit on that one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how this one's going to go. They're basically going to have to make $1 billion on this. And in this market right now, because of COVID, I don't really see that happening. But yeah, it seems like Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to... Well, basically, she's the one who was on set saying that you can't say Bond girl anymore, even though that's... Who the fuck are you to say that? I mean, Bond girl is a staple of this series. See now, James Bond, the movie series, is going to be turning 60 years old next year. I mean, who the fuck are you? Besides, there's nothing derogatory about Bond girl. Like, what? I mean, Basically, that when you call a woman a girl, that kind of means she's, she's fun. She's out there having a good time and stuff. And being a Bond girl means you're beautiful and you're out there having fun, blowing shit up and getting it on. Nothing wrong about that. So a lot of guys are just upset that she's in this movie because they just feel like she's going to be pushing that feminist bullshit agenda and it's just going to be, yeah. So I'm not excited about her being in it. And see, now she gets number 2 billing. That basically means she's going to be the secondary main character pretty much. Like, that's not going to be cool. That said, though, the rest of the cast is really good. Like Mads Mikkelsen, I mean, he was born to be a not a James Bond. Well, I guess you could say he was born to be a James Bond villain too, because he was the main, the chief in Casino Royale. He was great in that. But yeah, he was also born to be a Indiana Jones villain. I mean, he's probably one of my favorite actors right now. I saw him in a movie years ago. What was it called? Yeah, I came across him a long time ago. Yeah, Valhalla Rising. Yeah, I saw that. That was a Viking movie with him in it, and it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. And right away, I was like, okay, this guy's pretty fucking cool. So, yeah, I'm definitely curious to see him. I'm assuming he's going to be the main villain in this. So, I kind of like that. And I guess this guy's going to be a Nazi. Because, Nazis are going to be around in the 1960s. So, yeah. I think I saw him in King Kong, I want to say. Oh, he was in Downfall too? Okay. Yeah, basically any movie that needed a German. Yeah, I remember he was like the ship captain in King Kong. Yeah, Boyd Holbrook. I remember him on Narcos. Yeah, he played DEA agent Steve Murphy on that. Yeah, he was good on that. I don't remember him from Hatfields and McCoy. I saw that a long time ago. And he was in Logan. I still need to see Logan. I have not seen that. That's supposed to be really good. Oof. Yeah, that movie was supposed to be horrible. So, yeah, I mean, be curious to see what he plays in the movie. Be interesting if he plays Indiana Jones' son. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf. That was a bad call on them. Yeah, I guess that was Spielberg who went with him. And Shia LaBeouf has kind of worn out his welcome in Hollywood. Yeah. And who else is going to be in it? I have no idea who she is. I guess she was in Black Panther. Okay. No idea. Toby Jones. This guy's been in a ton of shit. Yeah. I mean, look at look at all this stuff. I mean, this guy's been around a while. I'm not sure who he's gonna play. I mean, yeah, here he is with Harrison. Maybe he's a Nazi scientist or something. Yeah, oh yeah. Looks like he's got some kind of uniform or something. I mean, is this really what we want to see, people? I mean, I don't want to give Harrison shit. I mean, James Mangold on his Twitter tirade was talking about how people were being ageist against Harrison. I'm like, dude, it's not about Harrison. He's playing Indiana Jones. I mean, the character's supposed to be, kind of a young go-getter, not a ancient old man. And first of all, fuck you for calling us being ageist and stuff. Like, the character, Indiana Jones. Let's pretend he's not 78. Let's pretend he's 68. Would he be able to do this shit at 68? I mean, after the life that he has had, would he be able to do this stuff? I don't think so. I think Indy would be crippled pretty much by the time the 60s rolled around. And that's fine. I mean, the guy's had an incredible life. I mean, Jesus. I mean, he was traveling the world, going on adventures as a young boy. And I mean, he almost died from, I think it was typhoid or typhus in China. And thankfully, he was able to survive that. And I mean, he went on to fight in World War One as a soldier in the trenches, and then as a spy slash secret agent. And then, in the 20s and 30s, he did all of that stuff from the movies and the books. And then I guess in World War II, we haven't really gotten to see what he did in that. But I mean, in Indy, he was running around doing stuff. So, I mean, he wasn't in great condition by the time of Raiders, and that took place in 1936, 30 years before Indiana Jones 5 is supposed to take place. And he was already talking to Marion like, it's not the years, it's the mileage. This guy did not take care of himself. I mean, God knows what kind of injuries Indiana Jones had. God knows what kind of parasites and diseases he's gone through. I mean, Jesus Christ, And it's just, oh my God, that's a horrible picture. uh, and first of all, why is he in the outfit? Like, uh, first of all, that's not the same jacket because it's got, looks like metal buttons here. That's new. And the hat, I mean, that's supposed to be the same hat he got in 1912 that the guy gave him. Like, okay, could they make it look a little bit like it's 50 years old? I mean, Jesus. Like, put a hole in it or some patches or something. I mean, make it look like it's actually been along with him the entire time. I mean, it's just, I don't know what they're doing. I just, I want this movie to be great. It can't be okay. It can't be like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. No, it's got to be great. And if Indiana Jones is going to die, then he's got to have a great death. Maybe that's why they decided to get rid of, what was his name? The guy who played old Indiana Jones on, let me see. Let's see. On the Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. It was the TV show. There we go. Chronicles. Yeah, that may be why they got rid of this guy. I guess he was playing Indiana Jones in his 80s or so. 80. I don't know. Yeah, but I guess he was playing Indiana Jones in his 80s, let's say. So they got rid of him when they did when they switched from the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles to the Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. And so maybe that could be why, so that they could kill him in his 60s, I guess. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't want to see Indiana Jones die. I mean, that's going to suck. I mean, the Han Solo death was garbage, man. See, that's the thing, too. I don't trust the fucking people making Indiana Jones 5. I just don't trust them to do this right. I mean, Disney is a shit company. I mean, all they do is remakes and sequels. And it kind of looks like their MCU is going down in flames. I mean, Loki looks like crap. Hawkman and blah, blah, blah. Whatever the fuck the Captain America show is, looks like crap. I mean, it's just, Disney is just not a good company right now. They're not creative. They're not smart. They're not, they're just not good. And I mean, Kathleen Kennedy is involved in this. Every time I see her, there's a woman who destroyed Star Wars. Thank you. And Spielberg, I mean, I kind of have mixed feelings on him not directing it, because when was the last time he made a great summer blockbuster movie? When? Jurassic Park? I mean, that was almost 30 years ago. I mean, he's made some good movies within the last 20 years. I mean, I haven't seen Minority Report since the theater, but I remember it being pretty good. Lincoln was good, yeah. But I could have directed that movie with that cast of actors and with that script. I mean, he didn't really wow me with his directing and that. Um, Bridge of Spies is supposed to be really good, but the problem I have with Spielberg is his movies are very fake looking nowadays. Like, he just desaturates his movies, like, takes all the color out of it. And he just makes it all look digital. Like, the coloring in, even in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull just looked fake. Like, I really hate that digital coloring. I just really hate that. War Horse was like the worst war movie I've ever seen. I hated that fucking movie. And you know how much of a World War One buff I am, but oh my god. Yeah, but Bridge of Spies was supposed to be good, but it just looks like a comic book. I mean, the colors just look horrible. I mean, literally looking at the poster, that's what the movie pretty much looked like, as far as I could tell. And that was actually a pretty big bomb for Spielberg. Yeah. I mean, they probably lost about 30, $40 million on that one. Yeah, he did that, but I don't think he really had too much to do with that. But yeah, that was like his last big successful movie. And I mean, it's not uncommon for Spielberg to take a step back from directing. Like, I think he was supposed to do that World War II movie, Flags of Our Fathers, but he took a step back and let Clint Eastwood direct it because he thought Eastwood would do a better job. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know what happened to Spielberg. I guess he just got old. He got kind of soft. Like, I don't know. Like, when they went back in ET and that took away the guns and replaced them digitally with radios, I mean, that's just like, what are you doing? Like, who gives a fuck? And it's like in Crystal Skull, I think Indiana Jones only kills like one or two people in the entire movie, which is insane. Like, what? I mean, what? Yeah, it was, I mean, he got in the fight with the big Russian guy and knocked him into the anthill. And I guess he like blew a blow dart back into the mouth of a native, and that was it. But yeah, see what I mean about the coloring? Like, look at this. I mean, this just looks like shit. I mean, this was obviously a stage, probably at Pinewood or Elstree. I don't know where they filmed this, but I mean, this looks like crap. And then you look at Raiders and Last Crusade and Temple of Doom. The lighting in those movies are just incredible, man. So God knows what the hell Indiana Jones 5 is going to look like. I mean, James Mangold, you know, he's a really good director. I will say that, even though he pissed me off back when everybody in Hollywood was bitching about my state, Georgia, doing their voter laws. You know, he basically, no, he did say, we're not going to film Indiana Jones in Georgia because of their laws on voting and blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, motherfucker, there's like 24 states that have stricter voting laws than mine. Like, go fuck yourself. That really pissed me off, too, because imagine if they were filming an Indiana Jones movie here. Like, fuck, I would go down there to the set every day to just, you know, get a glance at Harrison in the outfit and stuff. That would be awesome. But, so, yeah, Mangold, I don't like as a guy. And after his Twitter tirade, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, dude. But I mean, he's a good director. Like he did Copland. That's a really good movie. I mean, that's kind of what brought back Sylvester Stallone's career. He did Girl Interrupted. I've never seen it, but I think it's supposed to be pretty good. I think that's the movie that Angelina Jolie won her Oscar for. Kate and Leopold's a charming movie. I like that. And he's kind of been all over the place. Like he does drama, he does romance movies, and he even did like a horror movie. Like I saw this in the theater, and it was actually really good. It was actually, yeah, very interesting. It's just the ending of the movie is like the worst ending I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, it just ruins the entire movie. So I don't know if you want to check it out, but it was actually really good up until the ending. And then the ending is just, oh my God. Douche chills. And then Walk the Line, that's a great movie. Yeah, that was really good. Can't believe that came out 16 fucking years ago, but yeah. And 310 to Yuma, that's Probably one of the best westerns made in the last 30, 40 years. So that was a really good one. I never saw Night and Day. I don't know. I guess that's the one he was in Japan. That one was okay. It was a lot better than X-Men Origins Wolverine. That one was garbage, even though the video game was awesome. And like I said, I've never seen Logan, but it looks really good. Yeah, I need to check that out. Nope, not seen that. Ford versus Ferrari was supposed to be really good. And, oh, ooh, he produced that one, I guess. Yeah, producer. Yeah, boy, he lost some money on this one last year. Lost the studio an estimated $50 to $100 million. Oof. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking on that one. So, I mean, he's a good director, and he's kind of pretty diverse in his movies. I think he's definitely got the action chops to do an Indiana Jones movie. And like I said, too, about Spielberg, I don't know if I could trust him to do a good movie. I mean, basically all I think about is that South Park thing. Oh my God, let me look that up. South Park episode where they had George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Oh God. Oh my God. This was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, basically Spielberg and George Lucas were raping Indiana Jones. This was like right after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out. Oh my God, that was horrifying. I don't even want to look at that. Oh my God, that was horrible. But yeah, basically they were saying, yeah, those two guys are just raping Indiana Jones with this movie. And I mean, you can't really disagree with that. And I always was curious what George Lucas and Spielberg thought of that, because surely they had to have seen that. Yeah. Maybe that's why Spielberg took a step back. Maybe he's just like, you know what? I just don't have it in me anymore to do this movie or this genre. So let's get some young, quote unquote, young guy in there to do it. So it's just, yeah. I don't even think Lucas has anything to do with this movie, which is blasphemy. I mean, how can you do an Indiana Jones movie without George Lucas? I mean, fuck, he even wrote the stories on the adventures of young Indiana Jones. Like, he's the heart of the character, pretty much. Yeah, Frank Marshall's going to be in it. Don't know what he's going to be doing. Oh, you know, he's got to be losing his shit over this injury and delay. Oh my God. Can you imagine how much money they're spending on this movie? Like a 3-month delay. Oh my, I mean, they're going to have to stop production. I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, crazy, crazy, crazy. At least John Williams is back, but I don't really think he's done a great musical score since, probably since episode 1, I want to say. Let me see, what is his filmography? I don't know. I guess that one. God, this guy's been around a while. Well, I mean, he's the greatest movie, I don't know what to say, composer, I guess you could say. I mean, yeah, he's the best. I would say he and Jerry Goldsmith are the best. Yeah. And then I guess you could put in like James Horner. So, and guys like that. But Maurice Jarre, I believe his name is, the guy who did Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia, not the Arabia. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even fucking remember the music from Last Jedi and Force Awakens. Like, don't remember the music from that. Don't remember the music. I mean, it's been a while since he's done like a really good score. Like, I don't even remember the music on that other than the theme. Like, yeah, it's. Don't remember the music from that. And that was basically just a rehash of his episode 1 music, I think. Did he do? Oh, I didn't know he did the music for Harry Potter. Yeah, that had a good score. So yeah, I guess we could say Harry Potter and... Oh, that was a good score. Yeah. So yeah, it's been about 20 years since he's had a good score or a great score. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he can do. I mean, it's probably just going to be a rehash of Raiders, but we'll see. But yeah, I just don't trust Disney. I don't trust these people like Kathleen Kennedy. I don't trust Mangold, really. I mean, especially after that Twitter meltdown he had. I mean, I know he's got to be under a lot of stress. Like, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, who would want to be in his shoes right now? You know, Harrison's out with a serious injury. You know, we're having all this trouble. I mean, it's just, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just, and he's having to write the story too. I mean, it's just, Jesus. And yeah, where they're filming, that's interesting they're doing Pinewood. Yeah, because I believe they did the other movies in Elstree Studios. Oh, Bamberg. Isn't that, yeah, I think that's the castle from the Saxon Tales books. Or if you've seen the show, The Last Kingdom. Yeah, the main character, Uhtred of Bebenberg. Yeah, that's Bebenberg, I think. Let me see. Yeah, Bebenberg. Yeah. That was a short in 993. Well, I think the books take place in like 800 or something. Yeah, so that's fucking cool. Yeah. Oh, wow, look at that. Wow. Yeah, I gotta go and check this castle out. It's in Northumberland, right? Yeah, Bamberg. Wow, that's way the fuck up there. Yeah, you're just right across from Scotland. Um, yeah, Bernard Cornwell's The Saxon Stories. Yeah, I'm almost done with the book series. I think the last one I read was Pagan Lord, so I got a lot of them to do, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there. So that's cool. They're gonna be filming there. Yeah, I wonder why they're doing so many shoots in England. Like, I wonder, are they trying to make it look like Germany, or is he supposed to be in England? Like, are the Nazis coming after him in England? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be going on with that. I mean, I know there's going to be like time travel and stuff. Like, I can't remember there's like this spaceship. Well, not a spaceship, but there's like this thing that the Nazis built in World War II that could like take you back in time or something. So I guess it's going to be that and stuff. And God, some of the production notes and some of the script that has been released have just been horrible. Like basically, one of the endings is that Indiana Jones dies, and what's her fuck? Phoebe Waller-Bridge like puts on his hat and becomes the next Indiana Jones or some god awful bullshit that better never ever happen. I mean, if that happens, people are gonna riot in the theater. I hope anyway. I mean, just and I think another one is old Indiana Jones dies, but she runs off with like young Indiana Jones. It's just like, what the fuck, people. So hopefully all that's bullshit, but you never know with Hollywood nowadays. Yeah, you never know. But all I have to say is I hope it's a great movie. And I hope that they treat Indiana Jones with great reverence and respect. Because what they did to Han Solo is a crime. I mean, that was just, they were disrespectful to him. Basically, they made him a fucking loser. I mean, I remember sitting in the theater when there was that scene where Rey, I don't even remember why I know her name, but yeah, Ray was like, they were like, trying to figure out how to get the Millennium Falcon to work, and she like knew how to fix it, even though she's one, never been on the Millennium Falcon before. I don't think she's ever even been on a spaceship before. And also, I mean, how the fuck does she know more about the Millennium Falcon than Han fucking Solo? Like, I wanted to throw my phone at the screen during that scene. Because basically Han Solo was like, just like, he was just like speechless because she knew how to fix the ship or whatever. And I was just like, what is this fucking bullshit? I was so pissed off in the theater. So if they do that with Indiana Jones, I'm walking out of the theater and requesting my money back. I've never done that in my life. But if there's a scene where, you know, Indy's like trying to think of something to do, like how to get out of a situation, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge like comes up with something, and it's just like Indy's just like standing there like, die. I'm just gonna be so fucking angry. Like, oh my god. I just don't know why. Like, if she's gonna be the action part of the movie, like I guess Indy might just kind of be the old sage who has the knowledge and stuff. Why the fuck are we getting Phoebe Waller-Bridge to be the action? Like, bring Mutt back, or just have some young guy fight some Nazis. Like, well, who the fuck is Phoebe Waller-Bridge? She's not an action star. Who the fuck wants to see her? Oh my god, there's a 130-pound British woman after me. No! I mean, who the fuck cares about her? I mean, like, Boyd Holbrook would be great. Like, have him be the number 2 guy. Have him running around kicking Nazi ass. But, Harrison's probably going to be like, hey, don't forget who the fuck is the top billing here. So I know he's got to have his pride too. But I mean, come on. One crazy idea I had was to bring Adrian Paul. I don't know if you guys know him. He was on the Highlander show and stuff. Let me see. Like he's a really cool guy, and I think he's like in his early 60s. But he looks like he's in his 50s or late 40s. I mean, he's still in great shape. He's a martial artist and stuff. I think they should have had him be Indiana Jones's son from Elizabeth Hurley's character from The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. So if you've seen that show, then you remember Elizabeth Hurley was basically Indy's first like great love. Like they were perfect for each other. She was brilliant. She spoke like as many languages as he did, and they like really hit it off. But Indy was shipping off to war, and she didn't want to become a wartime bride. She wanted to focus on her life and career and stuff. And so basically they had to say goodbye. So I was like, I wonder, I mean, in theory or in canon, Indiana Jones loses his virginity during the war with Mata Hari. So I guess about a year or so after he left London for the war. But what if, the two of them, hanky panky? So I thought it would be kind of cool have this guy be Indiana Jones's lost son. And so they meet up and, have Adrian Paul kick some ass. Because I think the age thing would be about right, have him. Because Indiana Jones would have been like fucking 16 or 17 years old when he met Elizabeth Hurley. I can't remember her name. Fuck, that character's name. But yeah. So, I mean, he would only be, like 18 years older than him in the movie. So I think that would have been kind of cool to do something like that. I mean, if you can't bring Mutt back because Shia LaBeouf is a fucking douchebag, then replace him with another son. And maybe do kind of the reverse of The Last Crusade. Because The Last Crusade, what was so beautiful about that movie was Henry Jones Sr. and Henry Jones Jr., Indy, finding each other again and building that love and bond and relationship. So do the opposite, do the reverse. Have Indiana Jones do that with his son. And I think that would have been a pretty cool thing to do instead of having, I guess she's going to be like a student of his or maybe a secretary. Like, I don't know. Maybe she's another professor at the college or whatever. I'm just, it's just maddening to think all the things that they could do story-wise. But, it's probably safe to assume that whatever they do choose to do story-wise, it's going to probably be the worst thing they can do. So I just don't have any faith in Disney. I don't have any faith in Kathleen Kennedy. Spielberg, he's old and just, he just doesn't really have it anymore. And Mangold, I mean, he's under so much stress and pressure. I don't know what he's going to be able to do creatively. And Harrison, he's just got to get back in the fucking movie. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just got to get back in there and get this movie done. Because, I mean, there's a whole lot of people on the production waiting for him. There's a whole lot of people around the world wondering if this movie's going to be any good or bad. I mean, it's just, there's a whole lot riding on this movie. And if this movie's bad and people don't like it, then it's going to be so tragic. I mean, I'm a member of a Indiana Jones fan group on Facebook, and I remember, like, you know, 2 years ago or a year when I joined, man, you could not bring up Crystal Skull without people tearing it apart. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't like Crystal Skull. I mean, it's like a 6 out of 10, which is a travesty. I mean, if it's an Indiana Jones film, it's got to be at least a 9 out of 10. But it got kind of weird. Like, eventually they would only allow people to speak about this movie positively on that group, which I thought was kind of weird. I was like, there's really that many people that like this? Like, I mean, if you like Crystal Skull, okay, but I mean, you just can't compare it to the first three. I mean, Temple of Doom is my least favorite of the three, but it's still a great action movie. I mean, it's, yeah, the music and everything. I mean, it's just fucking badass. And, you know, it's just, I'm getting, oh, I don't want to see that again. That makes me sad. I was just about to say I'm like getting depressed just thinking about this because, God, I love Indiana Jones and the franchise and the series. I mean, it's just, I just want this to be a great movie. Like, is that too much to ask for in 2021 to have a great movie? So, I don't know, guys, but let me know what you think. And I'm definitely curious about your feelings and what you feel like doing with this, because I don't know. I'm kind of like, do I even want to see this in the theater? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But, yeah, just let me know what you guys think, and let's just hope this injury that has happened to Harrison will heal up and he'll be able to get back to work, and hopefully they can make a great movie. Because, I mean, I kind of get Mangold, you know, getting mad at some people on Twitter. You know, he's just like, hey, let me make the movie, you know? And I'm like, okay, I get it, but, you know, dude, some of the casting is horrible, and Disney's track record, and especially Kathleen Kennedy's track record, is shit. So I just don't know. I don't know. But anyway, guys, take it easy, and let's just hope this movie happens. And if it does happen, let's just hope it's a great finale for Indiana Jones.